if you're not paying attention to training camp, you might miss out on some players. You might fail your drafts because you missed out on some of these players who are heating up. Today, we're going to talk about some players who are skyrocketing up the ranks, creating some buzz that you need to pay attention to before you start drafting. Before we dig in there, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at training camp every day. We're looking at the clips. Wide receiver rankings are coming out soon on the channel. Then it's running back rankings, and then we'll keep doing it. Also, we're going to help you set your lineups all season long. We're not leaving you. And then we're talking draft right after the season. We never stop. Click that button. Stop missing out. Today, we're looking at RJ Harvey as our first player. He was lighting it up yesterday in practice. He has been killing it. Sean Payton has been talking him up. And he's in that zone right now where it's the rookie running backs who got drafted in round 2 that did not get arrested. And now we're looking at RJ Harvey jumping into the 5th round of Underdog drafts. So what does that mean if you're in a home league draft with your friends? Is his value is also going to bump up because that's just going to tremble down the pipeline. And again, home league drafts tend to fade rookies a little bit compared to Underdog drafts. But considering the Sean Payton effect, the news that's trembling, if this continues, he's probably going to be bumped up a little bit. So if you draft him now before the ADP starts really getting hot, then you might still catch that discount. But that ADP is going to jump to the 5th round. He's going to jump some of those other older running backs there in the 5th round, some of those wide receivers, because the market's going to get hot for him. Everybody was talking him up yesterday. I can just see the market jumping in on him. He's been around this area of the draft, early 6th round for a bit. He's jumping to the 5th round, maybe high-end 5th round if things continue. You need to pay attention to RJ Harvey. This is a good running back prospect on an offense that's on the come-up. He's good in the passing game. If you got a good build going, like you stacked with a top running back, a top wide receiver, and then you go a couple more wide receivers, RJ Harvey as your RB2 as a speculative asset, a boom-bust proposition, could be nuclear for your fantasy team if he hits. If he hits early, that could be a nuclear proposition with a stud running back anchored down. I'm scared of zero RB. I'm scared of hero RB, double hero RB. Due to this reason here, I said it in all those strategy videos. I actually had documentation in the videos with the pictures to let you know that that top end of the dead zone area, there's no dead zone this year. I'm scared of, due to this region of the draft, Caleb Johnson, Trevion Henderson, RJ Harvey, the upside there, and then good pivot running backs if you want to go to a veteran running back as an RB2. There's just a lot of gusto here. But looking at RJ Harvey, he's looking good. Holy shit, Jaden Blue keeps wrapping up them runs. He's explosive. He's looking good. And he's got round 13 draft capital. And this is a very ambiguous running back depth chart. This is a long-term play for the season. And they came out with reports, Yahoo Fantasy, only them, saying that he was lazy. Brian Broaddus came out talking about, hey, that sounds like something that came out of UT and not Dallas. So respectfully, he's trying to say that wasn't really true what was said. So you kind of want to nullify everything, take it with a grain of salt. But what we're seeing here in training camp is every single day, especially with the pads on, he's looking explosive. He's got runs up the middle. There's a very ambiguous depth chart. Javonte Williams, can you 100% trust him? We damn sure can't trust Miles Sanders. One of those guys are going to be the guy. They're both running with the ones every single day. But you're looking at Jaden Blue here. We got speed to burn. We can catch the ball in the backfield. There's other running backs in the draft that fell below him that I like a little better. All in all, what they're trying to do, confirmed by beat writers, is that they see the upside in him and they're trying to tap into that. They're trying to develop. And that upside's there. He was one of the top prospects in all college football. At one time, he was the top running back in his class. He dropped a little bit in the rankings. Still a high-end prospect in his class. Went to Texas. He didn't really materialize to the hype. He never did. Even now, he never did. The hype was unreal when he was coming out of high school. But you saw it in flashes at Texas. You're seeing it in flashes now with the Cowboys here in training camp. And this is a guy that could go off. You either got to get in or you got to get out. And when you're looking at Christian McCaffrey, there's two things you're seeing here. A guy that's on the last leg that's getting injured a lot, or that upside. that upside of a top-tier running back that you can get Saquon Barkley, Bijan levels out of him when it comes to fantasy production. And that's the only bet you got here. It's an expensive bet because after him, you got Derrick Henry that can give you that production. You got Devin Achane who can give you that production even when the offense is in shambles. You got Ashton Genty, rookie with a ton of upside. But you got Christian McCaffrey who can be the top running back in the league. Or you got Christian McCaffrey who could be on the shelf. What we're seeing in the clips from training camp, and I got to run the video for you. I got to run it. He's looking healthy. He's looking good. He's looking like he's back. He's explosive. He's making plays. He's looking solid. Right now, with what we got here in front of us, at this moment, it looks like he's going to be back. However, a full NFL season is a full NFL season. He's an expensive risk, but the risk may be missing out on him as well. But on top of that, the risk might be what you saw last year to some degree. Maybe in and out, maybe multiple RB1 weeks though. But I cannot predict injuries, but I can definitely say, without a shadow of a doubt, when we look at the clips, he's looking healthy. A lot of people faded Ricky Pearsall due to the injury, but he's back. He's back. The hamstring's not an issue. He's making plays. I actually got clips on the channel. Check that out if you want to believe me. But he's back. He's an upside play. He's twitched up. I look for him to get a lot of opportunity this year. First-round wide receiver who got shot, came back, had some injuries in and out, and was productive on the tail end. He just flashed. If a rookie flashes, you need to pay attention to that. The price is increasing, but a lot of people aren't noticing that he's back, really. Like, not many people are talking it up. He's very ambiguous due to him being in and out of the lineup. A lot of people did not like his profile coming out of college due to how long he was at college. A first-round wide receiver who progressed during his collegiate career, a player you need to pay attention to because he might take over some of that target share. He could be volatile. He could be off and on. He could be a guy that's banged up with injuries, but he's also at a price tag where if you're sick of the running backs in this range, or if you're looking for something with the upside where we got a wide receiver class this year that is not strong, but when you look at Pearsall, he can give you an upside play at a decent price if you want a lottery ticket. Things are heating up in Jacksonville. It's getting sticky hot. Travis Etienne looked good in yesterday's practice, but day after day, Tank Bigsby has been putting the stamp on things. Bigsby is progressing. He's looking good. And we're looking at the veteran running backs here, looking like they're going to be a tandem again this year. They're healthy. They're looking solid. And Tank Bigsby is going to get some run in the offense. And you're looking at both these running backs. They're both cheap. People want to stay away from the Jacksonville offense. However, both these running backs have proven when they're healthy and getting workload that they can do something on the field. And Tank Bigsby improved from his rookie season. What if he takes another step forward? And it's looking like he's doing that in camp. We got a different coaching staff. They're utilizing them different. They sound like they want to use two running backs at the same time on a lot of plays, a lot of occasions. We're looking at a sneaky play here in the 14th round, double digits. He's going to climb ADP, but the talk's going to close off soon. So he's still going to be cheap in home league drafts, but he might be getting some of those touches. Now, if you like Basil Tootin, he's an upside rookie that could materialize somewhere down the season. What I said about him during his rookie profile once he got drafted is the cream is going to rise to the top with this backfield. And it could be the veterans. It could be one of the rookies. LaQuint Allen thrown in there. You just got to pay attention to that. Attrition, though, if that starts to come up, if you're looking at injuries, guys not performing, rough matchups, then he might get his opportunity. He's so explosive that one touch could win your week. Tank Bigsby has been killing it left and right this offseason. You need to pay attention to him, especially at this cheap cost. Not all news is good news coming out of training camp, and not all of it could be true, but this one's with a grain of salt. From what we're hearing is that Jahmyr Gibbs is getting most of the touches, where prior they were splitting up the workload with the ones. Dave Montgomery's getting less touches. Maybe they're saving him for the season, but Gibbs is getting a lot of the work, and you're seeing David Montgomery in the top of the dead zone area, which is not a dead zone anymore, but you really need to pay attention to David Montgomery, his workload, what's going on with him during the start of the season. Also, we're not an old running back, but Father Time looks at running backs a little bit sooner, so you need to pay attention to that, know that, and look what's around him in this range at the running back position, because you got like James Conner, Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey, Caleb Johnson, Isaac Pacheco. You got some good wide receivers still, But you need to know that tidbit just in case it materializes in season, but it could be a nothing burger as well. There are not many lottery tickets at the wide receiver spot this year. It was a weak wide receiver class in this year's draft, but Jack Betch could be a surprise play. He's going to be on the field. He's being used in the slot, a big wide receiver for the slot, and is a wide receiver that could be getting opportunities. Trey Tucker was getting about 5 targets a game last year. If he's getting about 5+ targets per game, he could be functional for fantasy football, especially as a late round ad, a guy off the waiver wire throughout the season, especially if some of these game scripts pop off for the Raiders and they got to throw a little bit more. I look for them to try to control clock a little bit. I look for Brock Bowers to take over some target share, but Jack Betch could be your sneaky get. They're looking to use him. They're looking to give him opportunities. If you're looking for a lottery ticket here, and there's not many of them here in the double-digit rounds at wide receiver, I like him. I like Pat Bryant as young lottery ticket speculations for your draft. Those are the guys you can pay attention to throughout the season. Those are some players we're looking at today through the news from training camp. We're looking at training camp every single day. We're looking at the clips. We're looking at the highlights. It's all right here for free. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.